Welcome back to Rise Entertainment 360. Middle and high school students can be very stressful, and it's a trying time for teens. With bullying and the need to fit in really weighing on some of the students, our next guest has written 3 books to help these students deal with that pressure.
Now, here to talk about her book is Middle School Chronicles, that's the name of it, is an entrepreneur. She's an actress, speaker, and teen sensation, I might add. Essynce Moore, welcome to Rise 360.
Hello.
Welcome, Essynce. Well, first of all, you're very colorful.
Thank you.
And is that something that you wanted to make sure that was said in these teen books that you've written?
You know, I like to say I don't have a style just because I mix it up so much, and the only word that is capable of defining me is essence. So one day I'm a walking unicorn, the next I'm wearing all black.
Okay, understood.
So what does a walking unicorn mean? What does that mean?
A walking unicorn meaning pretty much today, like super colorful, crazy, out of the ordinary, things that aren't really normal per se.
And actually, you know, Tiffany Haddish has deemed herself the last black unicorn.
Really?
So it's okay to be a walking, talking unicorn because they're magical.
Yeah, exactly.
Now tell us about what sparked your interest and what inspired you to write these series.
You know what? I've loved writing since I was 7. I love things that allow me to express myself and what goes on in my head. And so I love writing since I was 7. I come into middle school. I'm 11 years old at this point. And every day when I get home from school, my mom asks me the same question. I think we've all heard this question. How was your day at school? And I would have some crazy, bizarre story to tell her about what really went on between my teachers, my friends, everyone. And she said to me, you should start writing this stuff down. And next thing you know, I did, and the Chronicle series was born. And I think what makes my book so special is everyone's able to relate to them, kids, adults, just because my mom encouraged me to be true to myself, and that's exactly who I am in these books. I tell it like it is.
So these are real life stories about problems and solutions that you have encountered.
Yes, these books are my experiences. The only changes are my friends' names because I did not want to offend anyone. Exactly.
That's right.
So it's just my experiences in school inside the mind of today's 11, 12, and 13-year-olds.
Now, how did you come up with these characters, though? What, besides it just being your friends and, you know, with your own experiences, what did you do to develop the character development of these characters?
I think everyone is different. Everyone has characteristics that make them relatable or stand out and makes them human. So I wanted to take those pieces and build my friends into their truest selves. You know, I want to take away all the mask and I want to show everyone for who they really are, and that's what I do in these books.
So you got to give me an example. I know you don't want to give me any true names, but one of the characters in your book, you got to tell me how they are in real life versus the hyper-concentrated version that you present to the world in your books.
Well, you know what? I think a lot of people put on a face. Everyone wants to come off as not caring almost. No one wants to appear to be vulnerable. So I take those vulnerabilities from my friends. I take the in the bathroom tears and I turn them into a story. And I think because their identities are anonymous, they're comfortable with that, with being who they really are. At the end of my book, my first book, 6th grade middle school Chronicles, I have everyone write down some of their embarrassing moments. And I tell mine, and I have no problem with people knowing mine, so like my name is right at the bottom of that. But I have my friends tell theirs as well, and as long as their names are anonymous, you get to read things like, I got caught kissing a boy before class, and so you want to hear what mine was?
Yeah.
And this is your stuff, right?
My most embarrassing moment in 6th grade, I was 11. This was the most horrible, horrible thing. So I'm walking into school, and we all meet in the auditorium. My school was 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Now, if you were good with the 8th graders, like you were set, like you were popular, you were cool, and back then those things mattered to me. So I'm walking into the school and my friends are all the way up in the front, so I have to walk past everyone to get to my friends. And my book bag's on, I finally get to my friends, take a seat, I'm cool, and this 8th grader comes up to me. I'm like, ooh, what does she want to say? She like my shoes? No. Yeah. She says, your bra is hanging off the side of your book bag.
Ooh.
My room is always a mess. I hate to say it, but that is definitely like one of my that's one of my flaws. So I guess one of my bras from my laundry got caught onto my book bag, and as I'm strolling past, everyone got a good look at that, and it was horrible. It was embarrassing, and my friends laughed. I I couldn't even pretend to laugh. It was so unfortunate.
Did that make it into your book as well?
That did make it into my book. You know what? Everyone got a kick out of it. So I mean, that was the best part, I guess.
So your books are required reading in some schools.
Now that is important to be so young and to actually have that as a part of your resume. Kudos to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes. Talk to us about how that felt and when you knew this has to be a part of the curriculum.
Well, you know what? At first, to me, it was just another, okay, this is a great way to get my name out there. This is great exposure. But then one day, at my events, I had this girl come up to me in tears, and she says, finally, I'm not the only one who feels this way, who thinks this way, and that's what keeps me going. That connection, it's so personal, it's so humane, and it was beautiful to see that people could relate to how I felt even when I didn't want to feel that way. And I think that's what encourages me to keep writing.
Well, you know what, Essence, just like your characters and just like the series, we're going to go to commercial break, but we don't want you to leave. We want you guys to stay tuned, and we'll be right back with more Rise 360. Thank
Fascinating stuff.
you.
Want to learn about your businesses and all that stuff? Welcome back. We're talking to Essynce Moore, a teen sensation here, who's talking to us about your book. And I want to know what's the message from this series, because the first one obviously was a success, second one a success, third one, now they're mandatory reading in some schools. So there is some message. What's that through line in all these books?
I think the message is your age doesn't define who you are, your circumstances don't define who you are, you do that for yourself. And so many of us are criticized based off of what we look like and what we wear and how we present ourselves. In my books, I hope that they inspire others to just be yourself. As oversaid, like as many times as we've heard that being yourself is really the best thing you can do for yourself. It saves you a lot of time and energy and stress because people are going to judge you regardless of who you choose to be. Why not be yourself?
Absolutely, and that's one of the things we know you to be as a motivational speaker. So talk to us about how it is to inspire and just speak to your teens and your peers to tell them, keep on going and be your true, authentic self.
Well, you know, a lot of people ask me, they say, so do you prepare a speech? Like, how does it work? Do you write stuff down? And I don't. I go off the top of my brain. I feed off of the energy of the crowd. I tell them what it is they need to hear. And that's just because I want it to be special. I want everyone I meet to know they have a special place in my heart, because so many of us fall into, oh, they didn't notice me. Oh, I'm just another one in the crowd. I don't want people to feel that way, because everyone is special. Like, even if you look into neuroscience, you can see that, like, our brains are so individual and we're all so unique.
Now, speaking of unique, let's talk fashion. Did you actually draw that on your sweater there?
No, I didn't. I'm actually supporting another entrepreneur today, because I did purchase this when I went to an event. And that's what I love about the business world. Like, we're all working together to get each other to where we want to be. So, yeah.
But your fashion line does support teens of all different shapes and all different sizes. Tell us why that's important in today's times.
Well, I think, you know what, a lot of us go on social media and we see what is characterized as beauty. And I don't believe in that. I think beauty really is in the eye of the beholder, and everyone's beautiful. I think the only way to truly determine whether or not someone is ugly, and my friends have told me I never say that, is someone's personality. That's the only thing that can be characterized as ugly or hideous. So I think it's important that everyone can wear my clothes, because we're all one. I mean, we all bleed red, and that's what matters.
Speaking of colors, I know that you have a cosmetic line as well.
Yes.
So is that your lipstick that you have on right now?
Yes, this is Essynce Couture, and that is the only reason I'm allowed to wear it.
Oh
my God. I
That's right, Mom.
cannot cannot wear red, black, anything unless it's Essynce Couture. Unless my mom will flip out, my dad will flip out. So you know what? Thank goodness for Essynce Couture.
That's it. So what is that line? What goes into that? Colors? Do you pick different shades? Is it eco-friendly? Like, what is it that you want these? Is it for a young girl? What's the audience?
So I do pick the colors, and that's like one of my favorite parts, because I get to be so creative. And I have friends who'll come up to me and be like, you know what, this is really in, like, I really like this. So it's all about taking the ideas that we have and turning them into a reality. I wear a lot of these colors when I do fashion shows, and it's great, it's fun.
So if there's one thing that you want to make sure the world knows about you and your future, what is that?
I would say that expect the unexpected.
Ooh.
That's right.
Because I'm capable of so many things just because I've grown so much and I've learned so much. And knowledge is power, man. Like,
Yes.
I remember reading the 48 Laws of Power in like the 7th grade, and I'm all about learning and adapting. I never wanted to limit myself to anything. So even though this is what I love, I've still experienced karate classes and dance
Yes.
classes. I've never stopped. I'm in a JROTC program at my school, so I'm learning about the military, and just never limit yourself.
That's it. Well, you know what? She's putting me in mind of a little young Yari Shahir.
I know.
Oh my God,
Yes.
she's gorgeous. Oh my God.
Yes. Well, we wish you much success, and thank you for
you.
stopping by Rise 360. We're going to be looking for that line. We're going to be looking for your fashions. We're going to pick up this book. In essence, we appreciate you.
I'm glad to be here.
Thanks again.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.